Hello, Jen here with another layout for the Love is in the Air crop that we have going on this weekend over at the Shotz paper crafting Facebook group. And this one is for the bingo challenge. So there is the bingo card I created for you guys to play along with. So you can pause this if you want and take a quick screenshot. You can see there I've got an arrow going through it to let you know that I'm working on the diagonal line. This was the bingo card that you got a sneak peek of on Friday. Because I did use the card for that particular layout as well. And I am also going to possibly use it for the next challenge too. It's just kind of fun. I thought it would maybe be something that if you're working on multiple challenges and you wanted to use this as a way to kind of put your page kits together to give you some direction on what supplies to use for each of the challenges, you could definitely use the bingo card in multiple ways. Any of those classic bingos, a straight line horizontally, vertically, the diagonal lines, 4 corners, the whole outside square, the whole inside square, what else? I think people do X's, or you could do the cross, or you can do maybe some other stuff. I don't know. Whatever you think is a winning bingo, that is what we will go with. So grab your bingo card. You can also find it in the paper crafting group. The link is down below in the description, and you can play along. And when you have created your project, please go into the group, find the album. You'll find the graphic that has the bingo on it, has the word bingo on it, and that is where you can post your projects and be entered to maybe even win a prize. So kind of fun. We've been cropping all weekend long. It goes from the 14th to the 17th. You are welcome to go back, grab all of the other challenges that have happened between, Friday, Saturday, and then today, Sunday, and then a couple more tomorrow on Family Day Monday here in Canada. So we thought we would make this a bit of an extended crop so that you have a little bit of extra time to play. So yeah, go ahead and play along. We'd love to see all of your creations. Even if you just want to check it out, again, the link is down below so you can come and join the group and have some fun. We do all kinds of stuff in that group. So there's always a lot of inspiration, challenges. Rosie and Carla do lives every Thursday. So there's lots of fun things going on. So let me tell you what I am going to be doing and what the boxes that I'm going to tick off for this bingo are. So I am working on a project that is something I absolutely love. It's probably one of my favorite scrapbooking projects. It's a travel album. I love these. I take my time with them. If you have been with me for a while and you frequent my channel, you know that I definitely take my time with these projects and, work on them for a little bit and then put them away and then come back. I generally always batch print my photos. So all of my photos are printed out and organized and ready to go. And so as the mood hits me, I can just pull out my album and work on a couple pages. And these are truly my favorite thing. I just love my travel albums. They are some of our happiest family memories and family experiences. And so every time I work on these, it just brings me so much joy to see all of the fun things that we've done as a family, road tripping across the country. And so I genuinely love this. So when you are playing along with this bingo challenge, I would add that as the center square, your free square, to pick a project that you really, really love, whether it's the subject, that you love, meaning the picture that you're using, the person or the theme or whatever it might be. Maybe it's a collection that you really love. Maybe you're creating a card to send to somebody that you really love. I just want you to use that potentially as an extra square to grab a project you love, a photo of a person you love, a theme that you love, whatever it may be. But that is that extra little challenge of that free space. So what am I doing? This is a travel album from our cross-Canada trip that we took this past summer, so 2024. I'm working with a lot of Vicki Boutin products, so I am kind of working within the Discovery and Create collection. Is it Discovery and Create or Create and Discovery? Whichever way we say that. All of these supplies I got from Shotz, and I think some of them are still in the store. So the link to the store will also be down below if you want to take a look. But there is a ton of Vicki Boutin stuff in there. This collection has a lot of sort of travel themed stuff, but also journey in the creative sense. So there are paintbrushes and quotes and things that are more along the lines of like your creative journey. So you can kind of take it in any way you want. It's very classic Vicki when you think about some of the motifs and the themes that she likes to work with. And so I'm using it to the best of my ability for this travel album, pulling out a lot of the travel stuff and not using as much of the more creative stuff. But I am sort of finding ways to incorporate that into the album. So in a previous layout, I went with some of the color themes. She's got color wheels and paintbrushes and those types of things. And those kind of worked for one of the sunset layouts that I created. So there are ways that you can definitely use that type of collection in a different way. So for me, using, crafty creative collection in a more travel way, but this one is a bit of a mishmash of everything. And I am also using one of those extra large packs that she put out that has ephemera from a couple different collections. So there is travel ephemera in this pack because it was in that larger ephemera pack that you could get. So yes, that was an extra long description of the supplies that I'm using. But all that to say, that is the album that I'm working in. And so it is a 6x8 size. And true to my nature, I have way more pictures than I do space in the album. So I'm always looking for ways to kind of create little tip-ins and little flippy, pictures like these ones here, little pockets and stuff to hide pictures and get extra stuff into each layout. So that is what I'm kind of concentrating on. And yes, I know that this will be in a page protector, which means that in order for these photos to be able to flip, you would have to pull this out. But I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. And I'm usually pretty strategic about what pictures I kind of put on the insides of things. They're sort of like those extra bonus pictures rather than the pictures that tell the whole story. But honestly, when you come to my house and you pull out my albums, most people know you have a little bit of interactive, play stuff in those albums, and sometimes you have to take things out of their pockets. So it's kind of self-explanatory. It's a bit of an adventure that you go on when you're looking through my albums. So here are the squares that I am working on for this side of the layout. I figured I might as well do both sides because I've cut this piece of pattern paper. I don't want to waste the patterns on the other side, so I might as well do both of them. So for this particular side, I am going diagonal from the top left to the bottom right. So I'm using 3 pattern papers. I'm going to add splatters. My free space, which is working on the travel album that I absolutely love to do. I'm going to use sequins and I'm going to use stickers and chipboard. So far on my layout, I have used my 3 pattern papers. I have used some stickers, which I'm putting on right now, also from that same collection, the Discover and Create. Now I can see the title on the top of the sticker pack, Discover and Create. So I'm using stickers from that sticker sheet, and the chipboard is actually that circular frame, which is from this collection as well. It's a pack of chipboard frames. So that is the chipboard that I've used. My splatters will come in soon, and then so will the sequins. So those will all be incorporated into this layout. But I also added a little bit of texture paste, because for the back side of this particular layout, so for the back side of this layout, I am going to use the B column and have a row going down, or have the column going vertically down. And so for that one, it's again the 3 pattern papers. So I'm already using those patterns, so I'll repeat the same ones on the back of this layout for the next layout, which works because all of these pictures are from the same event. We went to the Museum of Nature in Ottawa. That's actually where we're from. So it was really, really cool to be able to take the kids there. The last few times that we visited, it's been under construction. And so it was nice to be able to take the kids there, because if you are from Ottawa, you know that this museum, the Museum of Nature, Museum of Man, that's kind of, dating me if you still call it the Museum of Man. You will know when I was born. But, it's iconic for people who have grown up there. And so it was really cool to finally get to take my kids there, except my oldest, because she was also born in Ottawa. She's been there multiple times, but the other kids had never been there before. So it was really, really fun. And there were a few fun upgrades and changes and stuff. So it was nice for my husband and I, and my parents, and my brother, actually, everybody was there, and his kids, to get to experience it, because, it was a little bit new for us too. Anyways, so all of the pictures are the same, so it's nice to have some repeating elements. So for that B column, I've got the 3 pattern papers, use wood veneer, use texture paste, use ribbon or twine, and then have a visual triangle. And so I brought the texture paste in on this side because, again, it's nice to repeat some of those elements throughout all of the layouts that I'm doing for these pictures of the museum. So I will continue to use that texture paste and some of those other things, all of the little scraps that I've created by cutting into these particular pattern papers. I will keep all of those and then use them kind of as much as I have available, use them in little places to unite all of those pictures. I don't necessarily need every single layout to look exactly the same, but because they're all part of a series of photos, it's nice to have some of those elements repeating themselves. So the camera motif, for example, I've got a camera sticker here, so I chose to put a camera card from the cut apart sheet on that top flap. That flap is also going to be an element that reminds me at some point to pull this page out because there's other interactive stuff going on. So, it's a nice fun element, and it helps you to get a few more pictures into a layout, but also there's a bit of a reminder there that there's cool stuff going on inside the pocket as well. So I've got that camera repeating, so you'll see how I bring that in on this side. This is the back side. And then I've got the texture paste, so I will kind of repeat some of those things throughout all of the pictures from the museum. And again, if some of them are completely different, that's totally okay with me throughout the whole album, because it's generally one collection that I'm using. All the colors will kind of match, and there will be a lot of repetition of the different motifs and shapes and elements that I'm using, but that's just one thing I kind of like to do to make each event or each series of photos a little more cohesive. So I put the texture paste on both sides, and that is the solar paste. It's that that green colored solar paste. So it's kind of cool because on the lighter colors, the solar paste looks more white, but occasionally the way that the light catches it, you see this hint of green to it. So I thought that it worked really well because it's just, it's kind of fun that way, but I actually like this opalescent white that it gives when it's on these colors here. And so that's why I picked that one. It was a little bit more kind of neutral. So it's that one. And then I did add a little pink colored one as well to this side, just to give it a similar feel, but something a little different. So on the first side, I used the neon blue, or I guess it's neon teal as well. And on this side, I used the pink one, or I think it's called sandstone. And so the texture paste is there. One of the colors is the same between the two, and one of them is a little bit different. And then you can see here as this is drying. Oh, I also splattered on this side. So again, repeating the splatter element. And while that was drying, I went ahead and backed my larger photo. That 4x6 photo is actually 4 little 2x3 photos. I'm not going to cut them apart. I'm just going to leave them the way they are because there isn't a lot of room on this little 6x8 layout page. I'll just leave those 4 pictures together, but what it does do is it gives me an opportunity to create a pocket, and then I can add a couple extra pictures in behind there into the pocket. So I've backed that, and then I've used some more chipboard. You won't be able to see it, but it's from that chipboard pack. It's another frame. It's one of the frames that I didn't think I would probably use, and so I thought it was safe to go ahead and cut it apart a little bit. I saved one little chunk of it that almost now looks like a Polaroid frame. I think I'm more likely to use something like that than the 3 frames all attached together like a reel. So I went ahead and cut those 2 chunks of the frame off because it gave me some really nice straight lines, so I could make this little pocket in the back for my photos. The main reason that I thought I would use the chipboard to do this, because again, if you follow me a lot, you know I do lazy pockets sometimes where I won't actually back them or put foam or anything like that. But because I have the texture paste in there, I figured it might make it a little bit harder to push the photos that I've turned into tags that are going to fit in this little back pocket. It might make it a little bit harder for them to actually slide in and out because of that texture paste. So I thought just giving it a little tiny bit of dimension with that chipboard would be helpful. So you'll notice I didn't put dimension on the entire photo. It's in a page protector, so it's going to get squished anyways. So all I did was put a little bit of that chipboard around there just to give me that slightest bit of dimension for those photos to slide in nicely. That's all I really needed. So I've got 3 pattern papers now on the back here. I have the branding strip from one of my photos, which is patterned. I have the full background sheet, which is patterned, and then the piece of paper that I backed my main 4x6 photo with. I have my texture paste on there. I have wood veneer going on here now. So here is where I'm repeating that camera motif. I brought a camera in with the wood veneer. There is also a little sneaky bit of pattern paper in the circle for that camera. So you could technically count that as another pattern paper if you wanted to. I've got some ribbon down at the bottom. I used that same technique in a layout for the Scrap Shotz monthly challenge. So if you're in the Scrap Shotz group right now, you can check out the monthly challenge. The theme for the challenge this month is to create a masculine project, and I love bringing lots of texture into those masculine projects. So I created a ruffle with this exact ribbon actually on that masculine project, and it reminded me to do it. It's really fun to make those little ruffles. You're just going to take your dry adhesive and put it right across. I did 2 layers because this is a thicker ribbon, and then you just kind of stick it down, and you can make the ruffles really even, or you can kind of make them loose like I did, but it's really fun. So I thought I would bring that in here. I also have twine for the ties on my little tag pictures, so that is there. And then I used the wood veneer to create a visual triangle, and I popped a few more stickers in there, and that's it. That is 2 layouts with 2 bingo wins from the bingo card. So please go check out the group, come and join us, share your bingo creations with us. I would love to see them. And that's it for me. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you again soon. Happy cropping. Bye.
Tell my channel.